Okay, great, cool. So we're recording now. Hi, Sabah. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Great to have you here. So before we get started, can we all just agree by showing our thumbs or verbally saying, I agree to allow this video to be made public potentially? Great, thank you, awesome. Well, I was just saying before we started recording that, Friday was like a big exhale for me after the presentation to the FDA. And I was even, I guess we're going to get it on video, I was even making the slides. Let's show them now while we're in the outreach team. Good time to show the homepage, for our website and what it looks like now. Okay, so if you guys didn't see recently, and now we've got come back for more information on 1018, we probably should change that right now that we're looking at that, because that's where I do want to have more information that's going to come on that Sabah is working on now. Basically, it is appropriate to talk about it now since it is our website, and this is what we want to. The outreach team is basically responsible for the website. So let's just talk about where the web page is at, the homepage is at right now, and how it's going to change. And I apologize, Mariana, that I'm kind of skipping our agenda for the moment, but this is just on my mind right now. So let me skip around a little bit, and then we'll come back into the agenda. So we'll update this in a moment. So we have the email, and we could, of course, have something much stronger for our sign up, something much more incentive driven and all of that. We're just not in that mode at the moment where we're really trying to cater to the user yet. We're really trying to get more supporters that see the vision and want to help provide us with resources and provide their time and make connections for us, along with all of the, building of the student team, so that we have more people to do all of this. So in the meantime, we're providing the information. So this is the produced version of our presentation. And actually, as I'm thinking about it, we should also have our raw presentation here. But did you guys see this video yet? Let me show it to you if you haven't seen it.
I would like to state that we have curated the speaker today with PowerPoint presentation, and I call upon the first speaker, Mr. Jared Cruz.
Yes, I have no financial relationship to disclose. I am Jared Cruz. I'm the president of Uniting for Action and the founder of the Vaccine Considerations Project. We help people make informed decisions and take effective action by providing science-based expert COVID-19 vaccine information. Thank you very much for this opportunity. We are unable to put our slides together before the FDA submission deadline, so all of our articles and other reference materials used to create this presentation are available live on vaccineconsiderations.com right now. If you have the ability, I encourage you to follow along on vaccineconsiderations.com right now. I want to begin by introducing one of our student interns.
So here's the thing, as you're seeing, is that I made this produced version. So now, the FDA version is obviously just the one screen, but now we have this video where it's having Katie and I talk, and as we're talking, then you're actually looking at the slides. So this way, this exists on our website now, and people can get the effects of if the slides had been there during the presentation, right? And so now this is what's living on our site, and we'll put this on the site. As I said, we should probably put the raw video too side by side. But anyhow, that's what we have there at the top. And then this is the video of it. So somebody that's just watching the video can watch it. And then also, on the homepage right now, as you scroll down, you get all of the slides, and that's what I was showing. So we're gonna, soon move all of this from the homepage to our FDA page, where we're gonna have, the slideshows for all of our slides and all that sort of thing. I'm saying all of that because that's, kind of our job as an outreach team, even though I know I'm the one doing all this stuff with the website, but I want, I'm mentioning it because really this is the purview of the outreach team. And as we have more of our team built out, then, there'll be a team of people working on this, and you guys will be working with those technical people and all of that. So, we're setting up the flow. So that's what we have now. And then we also still need to update, to the 5 top breakthroughs, technology top breakthroughs that we're bringing. So that video, needs that, a better version of that video needs to go on the homepage and also have those 5 sections. So now those 5 sections will each have their own place on the website. We'll have to figure out where in the navigation here, it should go and how everything should be set up. So that's the stuff that we would normally be talking about today. But as we discussed on Thursday at our team meeting, we're choosing to go and present to the FDA again next week, or at least apply to present and do our best to present again. I have a strong feeling that we'll get selected again. I think there's probably going to be more interest in people presenting, and also they announced it more in advance. So it's possible that the schedule will fill up. The schedule did used to fill up in the past, but I don't know. It seems like they've kind of been suppressing it enough that it might not. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. But either way, I think it's going to be, we're going to have a strong case to make for our presentation. And also to let you guys know, Sabah is going to be applying to present as well. Why don't you take a minute, Sabah, to share, your thoughts around that?
As I said, Jared, before, I'm excited for this opportunity. The only thing I'm going to do today is write down the proposal, like make a rough draft and submit it to Jared tonight. And maybe everyone can give their feedback and opinion tomorrow. If anyone of you would like to present with me, you are welcome. I would ask anyone, like from the outreach team or from the research team. So just let me or Jared know about it.
Yeah, that's really great. I'm really grateful that you're taking this opportunity, Sabah, to present to the FDA, and I feel confident that they will select you, and you'll do a wonderful job. And it'll be really cool to have you sharing whatever you want to share. I think that you can share a really strong perspective, from a lot of different perspectives. Yeah, you're welcome. It's going to be very exciting. So we have Sabah's presentation, and like I said to Sabah, even if the FDA doesn't select her, doesn't select me, whatever, it doesn't matter, because we're still going to produce, whatever our presentation would be, and put it in a video format. That's the other thing, and I forgot to mention this to you, Mariana, so we can add this to the agenda. Oh, I forgot to check in. Let me just let you start to manage the agenda and do all the things, like who's taking minutes and all that sort of thing. Let me step back for a moment, and I'll make a list of the other things I still want to cover, but let me let you take it away.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm going to share the agenda, just a second. All right. Is everybody seeing it?
Yes.
All right, good. So first of all, I want to thank everyone for last week. I think we did a great job. And yes, so for this week, first of all, like
Yeah,
the
we have to celebrate that more. We can't just think the team did a great job last week. Yes. Team, way to go, team. You guys really actually, can you take it off of the sharing for a moment, Mariana, so I can give my appreciation to the team. You know, I think that we did a lot of outreach on a lot of fronts last week. And as I was sharing with Mariana earlier today, you know, we created a lot of foundation laying last week. And that's why it was important for me to decide to, you know, and I'm glad you guys voted this way, but for my interest in pursuing another presentation with the FDA, because I felt like, you know, we spent so much work getting up to here, you know, last week, and we didn't get to send everything to the experts and didn't get, you know, reach out to the national media and as much media as we would have liked, and all the things that we didn't get to go further. But we got to here, and now from this week, we can start from here and we can build, you know, to here. And that's, I think, the great opportunity for the team right now, because that means that as a team, all of you, all of us together can have the experience of doing something up here. Because if we don't take it this week, then this may be, you know, as high a level as we see, you know, what last week. So now we get to take it another level, which is great. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for Sabah, you know, being a big part of that. And I think just as a team, you know, I didn't give, just to let you guys know, I didn't give Mariana the opportunity to really have the time to create the agenda, because she didn't know, you know, that she was going to be continuing to lead the team another week. We just had that conversation just now because we didn't get to talk about it earlier. But let me start with that by thanking Mariana for agreeing to lead the team for another week. So we really appreciate that, and really honor and appreciate, yeah, the leadership that you provided this past week, because the outreach team showed up last week. So that's the biggest thing, is that you guys were there, you're putting in the time, you're doing the work, you know, each one of you. And I was telling Mariana when we met that, you know, I had concerns on Thursday. I was looking back how we were telling, you know, the full team. Remember in the full team meeting, we told everybody we met for 4 hours yesterday. You know, we met 2 hours in the morning on Wednesday and 2 hours in the evening on Wednesday. And then I'm thinking to myself afterwards, I'm like, oh my God, we spent 4 hours meeting and there's still all the work to do, and how much time can they put into doing the work? And so I was wondering, did we spend too much time meeting, and what did we meet about? I really want to know. I really need to look at the minutes, because, you know, it felt like it was really important things at the time for us to cover, and that we were trying to be as quick as possible. So it must be filled with a lot of good stuff. We have to go and see, but I think that whatever is in there is our foundation. Now you guys have it in your head. Now you have it in your, you know, feeling. We have it on video and in our minutes, and ways that we can build on it. And now this is our opportunity to really shine, and shine in all these different ways. So I want to have the team, from my perspective, you guys create, you know, what you'd like to see this week look like, you know, thinking in the dimensions of media and experts, and, you know, what other potential stakeholder groups we might reach out to, you know, during this time, and what are we going to say to them and with them, and what do we want to create with them? What are the wins that we're showing up to provide to them? What types of wins, you know, are we looking for? You know, mostly their participation, basically, you know. And we'll really have to look at too, as I'm saying that, I guess we would do, yeah, I think we would ask for financial support from any experts that we're working with, but we would allow them to determine what they thought was appropriate for what we provided and what we did. I think that was probably the best way to manage it this week. So I don't want it to be a barrier to the participation of any experts right now, as we're working on, you know, filming our first panel videos and interviews and that sort of thing. So, but I think it's appropriate, especially for the experts that really get it, that we're providing value to them in a real way. That's a real business value and branding value and all of those sorts of things that they would want to, you know, in return, support us in some equitable fashion. So we'll just go with that for now. Does that feel good to you guys as a good strategy and approach in terms of the experts and how we're going to talk to them about like the financial part and that sort of thing, and let them know that we're working on building this platform, but we're still not ready to launch, but we want them involved and we want to have them be, you know, crowdsourcing the information from them, crowdfunding the platform from them, and just, you know, they'll understand as we get into conversation with them. That's kind of the thing right now, is we just have to develop what these conversations are with these different stakeholder groups. And we just have to learn to be really natural in our conversation with them, you know, and just develop a rapport as quickly as we can and really just, you know, feel them and find the wins that they're looking for and be able to communicate it clearly and well. So that's kind of the framework, you know, that I want to just brainstorm within tonight, is what can we do? What do you guys think that we can do? Just as an example, we still need to post our FDA presentation on our social media channels. We haven't put it on any of the channels yet, right? So we have to come up with, you know, what that post is going to look like and say and that sort of thing. We should probably do that, you know, today or tomorrow at the latest. But just in the big picture, let me just throw it back to you guys, let you guys direct the conversation. But for me, rather than like, you know, agenda items that we would normally have, I just want to have more of like a visioning of what can we do as a team this week, given the time we have. We should probably look at our team hours to see, you know, where we stand in terms of team hours for the week and just talk in those terms. Let's start with that. I don't want to, let's actually say we'll put that in the agenda wherever you want to, Mariana. I don't want to keep like hijacking your agenda. So I want to let you, you know, direct the meeting as much as you want to, knowing that, again, you had like no time to prepare for this meeting. So that's on me. I apologize, but let me throw it to you and let it flow however you'd like to.
All right, so I'm gonna share my screen again. Just 1 second. All right, so as I was saying, I just wanted to thank everyone. It was really good. I'm very excited to be leading again this team, and I just want to let you know if anyone has like any questions, we can talk like every minute, every day. So that's it.
Nice.
So who's gonna be the minute keeper for today?
We don't have a regular minute keeper right now. We should set that up if we don't.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Who did the minutes last week? Or last time? I guess we didn't.
Yeah, I did it last time. I have been doing like 2 in a row. So yeah.
You did 2 in a row. Sabah, do you mind doing it this week? Does that work for you?
I can do starting next week, because this week I guess I don't have time to submit minutes later.
I understand. Yeah, especially with asking her with what she's doing with the presentation this week. So I know you're busy too, Maria, but do you mind, Maria, taking the minutes again this week? Thank you. That's so great.
Thank you very much, Maria.
Yeah, we really appreciate that. It's such an important role, because it whatever exists in our world is determined by the minute taker, because now it's written down and that's what we manage. So it's a very important role. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much. All right, so I put in the agenda, like as Jared was saying, like I didn't have a lot of time to prepare it, but I think that this week we need to really focus on the next FDA presentation that we're gonna have. So since we're gonna have not a lot of time, but more time than we had last week to prepare, we're gonna be able to reach out to the experts and the media, and I think that should be well, we need to figure it out, like how we're gonna do this effectively. And we should like create another email to the experts and also to the media. I think we should decide like which channels we're gonna be reaching out. And I believe we need to create another press release also, right? And yes, and since last week we already did a lot of stuff, I believe that we're like more ready for this week. So yes, I'm very excited, and I just think we need to like focus and maybe like decide who's gonna do like each part, so we can create like a concise job and have everything ready for the deadline. And yes, and for the second part, I put that we need to get our website built with more content. As Jared was saying, like we need to put like the video, the 5 breakouts. And I think that's like not like the first priority right now, because like we need to work on the FDA presentation. But when we have like the press release, and when we have the emails ready for the experts and the media, I believe we really need to focus on the website and put everything that we can over there, because that's gonna help. When the experts see what we have in the website, it's gonna be really helpful for them to feel that they want to participate with us. So yes, Jared, if you want to say anything.
That's all really great. You really hit the nail on the head. I really appreciate you covering all of those different aspects, and very good insight, like you're saying, about the website being so important to how we're presenting to people. Yeah, let's definitely give some claps for Mariana's way of describing all of that. Thank you, Mariana. It's really great, and really providing some good insight on how we should flow our attention. So yeah, I agree. Yeah, just to kind of let you guys know. Now I know it was a little late in you guys seeing it that I sent it today. Did Sabah and Maria, did you guys get to look at the breakthrough video yet? No, Sabah, did you? The top 5 breakthroughs? No. Did you get a chance, Mariana, after we talked? Yeah. Okay, good. So I think, let me just show you, Sabah and Maria, what I showed to Mariana. We'll make it quick. But it's part of the new concept, that I've shared with you in terms of, how I want to kind of borrow from these different production concepts. And so let me take a quick drink. So this is like from one of those, top 5 programs that you'd see on TV, or top 10, whatever. And so I did it in that kind of production style, as you'll see.
In this video, we're going to show you our top 5 breakthrough systems that together will allow us to create the best future we're collectively capable of. Coming in at number 5, and perhaps our most intuitive and obvious solution: channels. If you want any information about anything, wouldn't you like to just change the channel to the channel? Together will allow us to create the best future we're collectively capable of. Coming in at number 5, and perhaps our most intuitive and obvious solution: channels. If you want any...
So you guys see what I'm doing there in terms of the production. You guys like that, first of all? Think that worked? And that's the thing, is that, how can we take what is sometimes difficult content for people to digest and package it in a way that makes it kind of easy for them, right? And almost, like fun, or at least interesting, or whatever, So that's why I think like a top 5 breakthrough, and we'll do different top 5 lists, but we have to keep finding, as a team, we have to keep finding like the creative ways to deliver our content in the ways that, will be most easily digestible for people and get people's attention, especially on social media and all of that. So I just want you guys thinking about that like all the time, with everything. I think, like I said, let's go to our team hours so that we can have our the rest of our conversation be in the context of, what hours do we have available, and actually divide up our hours and decide what we're going to do with each of us individually within the team this week. So, oh, I'm going the wrong place. Okay, so outreach. Okay, so outreach. So we have Maria has 5 hours, and Mariana has 5 hours, and Sabah has 2 hours. Okay, and I think that's about what we had last week, wasn't it? Something like, oh no, very different last week. 10 and 16, and you guys have 5 and 5 this week. Okay, got it. Okay, so very different situation. Okay, so let's think then about what we can do most productively with those hours right now. So let me just open it up to you guys and let you guys just tell me what your thoughts are about, where to devote the hours and how and everything.
So just to clarify, like this week, I didn't put like the total amount of hours that I usually put, because I have a lot of midterms, and that's why I didn't put the total. But I think that the most effective way we can work with the hours that we have right now is, I don't know, like we can, like after the meeting, talk in the group chat, and every like responsibility that we have, we can like separate, oh, like each person do one part, and like we can help everyone else like with the other part. But I think that if we like establish like a clear agenda, like with what everyone needs to do, we're gonna be able to divide like in a helpful way that everyone are gonna be able to do like their part. So I think that's the best option right now.
Yeah, that sounds good. I think that we can do that. What system do you want to use to like decide what the tasks are going to be, and then who's going to do those? I guess. Well, let's keep using the rest of our time, and then we'll figure out. Like you said, how we use the chat along the way. So with the we're just now, kind of looking at, let's start with the experts, and then let's go to the media afterwards. What I was sharing with Sabah and what I'm thinking about is that we have the opportunity potentially to be like sharing their voices with the world, the experts' voices with the world, right? Because again, it obviously part of it is dependent upon how quickly we can get responses from them. But even if we could, I don't know if we can send an email tomorrow, but if we could send an email by Wednesday, maybe, we still have until the end of Thursday before we send our slides. So we could have like, people could reply to us on Wednesday and Thursday and still even possibly make it into our presentation in terms of like a quote or some expertise that they want to offer, or some polling numbers that we offer. Like if we could poll like 100 experts, if we could send out a poll to 100 experts, and then maybe even if we just get, 15 or 25 responses, or maybe we can send it to 200 experts. I don't know. I think we have to find what the questions are that we can ask that's really going to make a difference. Like, so, in the meeting, for the FDA last week, in my presentation, I was telling them that it's not that experts aren't interested, it's that there's no mechanism, to provide the expertise. And so we need to provide that mechanism this week, is kind of the way that I see it, even though we don't have our full system in place yet, that we are somehow, again, like, I want to ask them to make it like easy polling questions. I want to ask them like yes, no questions or true, false questions. Like, do you agree with, what the FDA has decided about boosters for the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, or something like that, just as an example of a specific question. Do you agree, yes or no? Type of thing. Or, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think about this? And then we can also give them more free-form questions. Like, what do you think the FDA has been getting right? And then they can answer that. And then we could say something like, what areas do you think the FDA could do better on? And let the experts answer that. So let's just use that one as an example. So if we even had, like 10 or 20 experts that would reply what they think the FDA could do better on. The thing is these experts, they want to have a voice. They don't even, maybe know how. We have to find the experts that really want to have a voice, and we need to give them a compelling opportunity for them to want to share their voice with us. So let's figure that out right now for the next, like, let's say 10 minutes. Let's figure out what is our message to experts to have them want to respond to our poll, so that we can have polling numbers, when we are presenting to the FDA next Tuesday, and that expert can be one of the experts that is listed as responding to the poll, as well as potentially providing comments, right? And we can create a bunch of different polls. This is where really we need to have the system up and running. Really is what we need. Well, let's keep it simple for the moment. Let's come back to, what can we, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I'm reading your text now for the first of the midterms for me too. Yeah, I know you guys are having your midterms now, and that's totally fine. I know that you guys had mentioned that, so we weren't, expecting the hours to be different, so it's totally fine. The experts, what's the way that you guys think that we should like say it to them? Like if you were on a phone call with them right now, like what would you say to them? Let's start with that.
I think that if I was like right now in a call with the experts, I would start by like explaining like our project and everything. And I believe that I wrote down the questions you were saying, and I believe that like it's really good to ask like if they agree with what the FDA had said about like the booster vaccines and everything. So I believe that asking them if they agree with the FDA about what they think, that if they think it's right, if they agree with the statements, I believe that's what I would be asking right now.
Yeah, I think that's a good starting point. Do you agree with the FDA's position on this, on this, on this, on this? So we should probably have a list of each one, right? Because we can't, I mean, it's tough to ask them, do you agree with everything the FDA, right? So we should have the specifics of, what they've recommended for these different vaccines. That's something actually that would take a little bit of time in the research team to do that. So we should make a note of that. So Maria, can you put that in the minutes for us to ask the research team to kind of pull out whatever the FDA's recommendations are? Is that the way that you guys are seeing it in terms of do you agree with the FDA? We basically have to say, do you agree with the FDA on what they've recommended for boosters for Moderna and boosters for Johnson & Johnson and boosters for Pfizer, right? And then also, do you think the FDA ought to approve the vaccine for kids 5 to 11, right? So that's a big question. But that's where, again, the data that those experts would want to base their answer on isn't even available to them yet. So, and that needs to be part of our conversation, with them. It's like, we know you haven't seen the data yet, but you have to give an answer now, because now is the only way that, you can get on the record. Yeah, you want to say something, Mariana?
Yes, I just have a question. So when we're gonna send out the emails, are we gonna have these questions already on the email? Or first we're just gonna ask oh, are you interested about participating? And then we're gonna keep talking to them and explaining
Yeah, I think that that's a good question, and that's something that we can answer here together. I'm glad you're bringing that up, because yeah, we should decide as a team what we think is going to be best, because we can do it however we think is going to be best, whatever that is. It might be helpful to give them some concrete examples of the questions that we're asking, especially if we want to kind of keep it short. So I think perhaps a summary of the questionnaire in the email could be helpful, but I'm open to your guys' thoughts. What do you guys think about that?
No, yeah, I agree with you. I think it's helpful for them to have an idea about what they're gonna be talking about and everything.
Yeah, I think the less question marks we can leave them with, the better. I think if we don't tell them, if we're just hey, we want to ask you stuff, but they don't know what we want to ask them, then they could have questions, about it. So I think better to not have that come up and just have answers right away, this is what we want, this is what we're doing. So I think who can, well, maybe we should look at the letter to the experts that you guys wrote last week and talk about maybe some ways that we can adjust it for what we're doing this week. How does that sound? Okay, great. So which one of you wants to pull it up and walk us through it? Well, you can both walk us through it, but who's going to share?
I can share it. I just need to find it. 1 second. All right. So that's the one that we did last week. Are you guys seeing it?
Yes.
All right. So we put invitation to experts. That's our version. And we said, hi, it's going to be the name of the person. My name is Jared Krumping. I am the founder of Uniting for Action. I'm going to be one of the selected few people giving an oral presentation at the FDA Advisory Committee meeting tomorrow on behalf of a project I created called and that we have a question that should we put Uniting for Action or the Vaccine Considerations Project?
Yeah, I didn't even, well, I guess I just said last week the founder of Uniting, well, I guess I mentioned Uniting for Action, but other than that, I think it's, well, in this case, to the experts, we want to mention both. So to the experts, we say that we are behalf of a project I founded called the Vaccine Considerations Project. Yeah, so up at top, you said the founder of Uniting for Action. Yeah, I think at the moment, let me just do the editing. We don't need to spend the time going to that level of detail. But what I do want to do is I want to go through the whole content with you guys now. So let's just read it all the way through and then see if there's anything we can work on while we're together right now. So yeah, you want to keep reading, Mariana, and then we can go back and answer the other stuff.
Okay, yes. So this is the meeting where they will be advised whether the FDA should grant an emergency use authorization for the Pfizer vaccine. And yeah, we put some question here. Attached below is the oral presentation request that I have provided to the FDA in order for our project to be selected for one of the highly admirable or outstanding, we were going to choose the word, speaking opportunities tomorrow. The project presentation is going to take 5 minutes. Here are the links to the meeting information, our website, and our YouTube channel, respectively. And here we put like all the links. And all right, so tomorrow's presentation is going to be a relevant part of our story as an organization. Therefore, it would be really valuable to us that you would send our proposal. Here is the matrix of concerns our team has been engaging to show the community about overcoming hesitancy of the vaccine. The committee needs to address more rigorously and comprehensively than before regarding our concerns presented among their own members in the ways we're demonstrating for them. Please let me know if you would be interested in attending our FDA presentation on Friday, October 15th at 11 a.m. Looking forward to hearing back from you. Thank you in advance. Best regards, Jared Crumpet. So yes, that's what we did for last week. So.
Okay, perfect, great. Yeah, I think it's a good foundation for what we want to do. I like the flow of how you guys went, through what we're doing, and also how you're choosing what we're sharing. So it's got a lot of the foundation of what I'm looking for and what we're going to be sending out. I think the thing that we want to put at the very beginning is why we're writing to them, right? What we want from them, what we want them to do. So it has to be like within the first sentence or two that they have a sense of like why we're writing them. So in this case, I would say, let me think about it. And while I'm thinking about it, I'm trying to think also whether this is the most effective use of our last 10 minutes together here. What do you guys think is the most effective way that we can use the rest of our time to kind of set us up for the maximum productivity this week?
I think that maybe we can see like what are our priorities and maybe like now work on that in a quick way so that we later still going to work on that. And yeah, maybe like the other concepts that are not as a priority. I think
that's a good point. Let's go ahead and take a look at our priority list for this week for the different things. So I think let's start putting priorities on the experts and on the media, and figure out, like you're saying, Maria, who's going to work on what on each of the priorities. I think that's good. Let me start sharing. We'll go back to the agenda. Okay. So yes, what are we asking the experts to do? So it's basically participate in in polls and surveys, let's say. Right, they can provide more content if they want. We can produce content with them. Okay. How many emails will we send before the FDA presentation? Let's not worry about that now. We'll figure that out along the way as we're doing it. Reaching out to the media, which channels will we reach out to? So you mean which, like, local stations? Is that what you meant, Mariana, by the channel?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so let me mention the ones that we reached out to the other day. So WSVN, WBLG, NBC6, and CBS4. So those were the ones. Yeah, you want to say something, Maria?
Yeah, Jerry, if you want me to like actually communicate with the Panther now, because I communicate with my friend, he told me he's not continue with that, so he has a friend, so I can talk to her if you want me to.
Yeah, what, it's the Panther now, is that what you said?
Yeah, Panther now. It's like kind of the news for FIU.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think that you saw the article that ran in the University of Miami newsletter before, right? We showed that before.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think this is kind of similar to that. And I think that it's, you know, it's something that they would like to cover. So yeah, let's definitely follow up on that. In terms of creating the press release, I think let's wait and see what the actual what we put together in terms of presentation, and then we'll see. We do have to do that. That is something that needs to be done. It's just that we don't really know where we're going to go with that yet. So it's something that has to wait for a bit. Getting the website more built out, it's almost entirely on me at this point. I don't know what types of things I can delegate to you guys. Some of the content for the pages and stuff is something that you guys can potentially help with. And also, you know, giving like the feedback on the videos and stuff. Like tonight, take a quick drink. Tonight, I'm going to be editing the video, the top 5 breakthroughs. So I may edit the script. I'm not sure. I may just reshoot with the same script. I have to figure out what the visuals are. So this is where, you know, you guys, when you can, this is where I'd like you to spend, you know, some of your time this week is giving that kind of feedback. And there'll be different times to give feedback as I'm working on things. And I think this is where, like you guys said, it's going to be kind of like a going back and forth in the chat, because, you know, I'll work on something and then could use your feedback. You guys will work on something, you could use my feedback. So I think at this point, I think it's going to be like you said before, Mariana. I'm not sure how much more we can define in advance. I think we have a sense that for the media, I'm not sure there's how much more there is for us to do at the moment. Well, here, actually, I'm reminded of something I wanted to cover. Let me share it with you guys real quick. So the other thing besides these things is we have something in between here, which is for lack of a better term, I'm just going to call it late night style video. So this is, whether it's like, Seth Meyers or John Oliver or different people in the past, they're talking, there's the screen over here, that's showing whatever graphic or whatever, Saturday Night Live Weekend News. That's for us to produce some kind of video like that of the content that Sabah put into the presentation last week. So let's look at it really quickly. So when we go, let's see, where is that? It's in outreach. So which one? Okay. So down here this is all the content that Sabah was collecting last week for our presentation. So she's got all of these references and then all of this really great information in here about these different things. And so what Sabah and I have talked about is she's going to go ahead and polish this up so we can put it on the website and share this as kind of like background material for our presentations. And then I'm going to, essentially give an expanded version of my presentation last week. It's going to be the same thing. I'm basically going to try to say it in a nicer way this week. I'm basically going to say that, I want to trust the FDA. I want to tell them that. I personally want to trust the FDA. I'm here because I would like to be able to trust the FDA. And it makes me really wonder what is going on when I'm looking at an organization like the FDA that's following a process that in the outside world with anybody else doing anything would look like a ramrodding process to try to get something through really quick before anybody can say anything. So why, if you want to gain my trust, would you be acting that way if you have nothing to hide, right? And that's what the whole world is saying, right? Would say. It's like, how could they even look us in the eye with a straight face and ask for our trust while they continue to follow a process that looks like the most untrustworthy process you could imagine, right? So I think maybe, is that a better way to explain it to them? Do you think that that's a good message? Well, I'm open to what you guys think in terms of, how to say it, how to message it. I apologize too. I know we're already at the end. We're going to have our executive team meeting, in 5 minutes. So, and I want to give you guys a chance to take a break. I need to grab another tea. So anything that you guys want to say about that as we wrap up here? Mariana, you want to say anything?
Yes, I think it's really nice to have this approach. I think it's like very effective. And yes, I think they're going to be like, wow, that's a great question that like not everyone has like the courage to ask. And I think it's going to be really effective. I think it's nice.
Thanks. I appreciate that. And that's the thing is I think that we can make a video of that right now is my point that I was getting at, is that we could spend some time this week creating a video compilation of asking these things and producing it in a nice way that looks like produced, and send it out to these news media outlets and say, how is this not news to you? Why are you not making a fuss about the FDA doing this, type of thing? And really start to make it a news story that the news won't cover this. It's like, does the news not want to, are they concerned that this is too controversial and and their viewers are going to start to think that they're being like a tabloid and covering sensational news. And at the same time, the news follows a paradigm of if it bleeds, it leads, right? Like, you know, so anyways, there's a whole, we could get into it. We'll talk about it more later. I apologize that we're running out of time now. Let's go ahead and thank you guys. I appreciate you. Let's take a quick break here and we'll start again. Thank you, Sabah, for all that you're doing with the whole presentation. Anything that you guys want to say before we wrap up here?
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Sabah. Thank you, Jared. And yes, it's going to be great.
Awesome. Yes. Thank you, everyone.
I want to say just 1 second that last week the whole outreach team, the whole work Maria and Mariana did, like I never get it. Like I never got a chance to do anything. They managed everything, so I just want to acknowledge that.
That's really nice. Thank you for saying that, Sabah. That's really wonderful. Great job. Great job, Maria and Mariana. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you, Sabah. Great. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. See you.